How y'all doing? Welcome back to MajorSlackVideos, your first stop for titillating tactical gaming. And if you just walked in out of the blue and don't know what we're doing here, we're doing the Statuesque mission in Borderlands 2. Yeah, this is a walkthrough of this pretty tough mission, really tough mission that takes place in Opportunity. And what I'm doing now is clearing out all the areas around the Handsome Jack statues that are going to be eventually destroyed by this constructor we're going to pick up in this area here called the Overseer. He's going to make the tour to all these 4 handsome Jack statues, and he's gonna laser them down while we have to protect him. And we'll get a bonus if we keep him above 50% health. And this is a video recording of my near perfect run through this mission. Right now what I'm doing is I'm clearing out the areas beforehand. This is the location of the 4th handsome Jack statue. You can see it right off to the right there, that green glowing thing. And I'm just making sure I got all my weapons loaded up before I go in and clear out this area. Now, as I said before, I'm positive that it makes a huge difference clearing out the 4th area. See, because loaders will spawn there, and sometimes there, and sometimes here. And if you clear them out beforehand, they won't spawn later when you come here with the Overseer. All right. The only thing that will spawn, as far as I can tell, is the enemy constructor down there. And I'll point that out in a second. This commentary is dubbed, by the way, throughout the entire mission here. The commentary is dubbed. Statuesque mission. Okay, so right there is where an enemy constructor usually spawns. When I was practicing all my missions in Opportunity, an enemy constructor spawned there. I think during the home movies mission that spawned there for some reason. I don't know why. It may be a timed trigger. Maybe if you sit there long enough, a constructor will spawn there. But now it didn't. But it will later on when we come back here, okay? So that's it. That's all 4 Handsome Jack locations cleared out beforehand. Now I just want to make a speed run back to the beginning of Opportunity, get to Mamo, and then I'm going to go over to, I think it's called the Orbital Delivery Zone, where you actually pick up the Overseer, which is the friendly constructor whom you have to protect while it makes the tour around Opportunity and destroys all the Handsome Jack statues. And I'm taking some heat here, but I'm not worried about it too much. Like I said, can't be bothered taking on those enemies. This is kind of like, I believe it's time sensitive because I've just finished clearing out all the areas, and I'm thinking, okay, if some of these areas are timed triggers, I've got to get on with it as quickly as possible so that the enemies don't respawn. As you may or may not know, there are definitely many areas in Borderlands 2 where enemies will respawn simply because you've been away from that area for a certain amount of time, even on the same map. So that's a consideration here. Now I'm basically putting on my sniper gear, right? Because I'm going to take the high ground on the Orbital Delivery Zone, and I already showed you this in my first video of the home movies mission. You want to check that out. Same high ground position I took before. Beautiful sniping spot to take on that area, and it's the area around with which you pick up the Overseer. And so I'm just checking out to make sure I've got all the right gear on, and I still haven't noticed that my health is low. I'm eventually going to notice. Take off here, and then all of a sudden do a double take. Hey, wait a minute, I'm only at half health. Okay, and the health machine is right there. Why not? Fill up the health, and there we go. The amount of cash you have to spend in ammo on this mission is ridiculous. I mean, just on a sheer profit basis alone, it's a losing. It's a losing proposition. So basically, you're buying XP doing this mission, okay? Because that's all you're gonna get is XP and a skin. But I'm not really into skins, so for me, it's just about the XP. Okay, so here's a beautiful sniping position here. Take on this whole area here. Whole bunch of loaders spawn here, and if you don't take them down beforehand, they will chew up the Overseer considerably, even before he gets to the first Handsome Jack statue. So it's well worth it before you trigger the mission, and that is hacking the Overseer, is to clear out this area, including the constructor, that enemy constructor that spawns at a kind of a helipad just up ahead there.
Target death imminent.
And I believe that this bullloader is right underneath me now.
Increasing economy. Injury is critical. Error detected.
Probably one of the toughest kinds of loaders out of all the loaders, I find, simply because of that shield. They're kind of like nomad loaders, if you will. I find them tougher than war loaders and badass loaders. At least badass loaders, their critical hit points are wide open. So now I'm just going to go at him with the Moxie's Bad Touch Corrosive SMG. He knocked me out my little perch there. By the way, on this perch, okay, this little ledge here, this is something I actually learned right now, like as I'm doing this. Okay, did you see, like as I'm backing up there, I turned around and ran backwards. You don't want to back up straight because you're typically turned off to the right there a little bit. So if you back up straight to take cover, what you'll do is you'll just fall off the ledge. And so that's why I'm like turning around and backing up. But I realized, actually in a few minutes, that the best way to back up is to just simply press the right strafe button, and that'll kind of like press you against that glass wall there, and you'll slide back. That's the best way to back up on this, and it will keep you stuck on the ledge. Eventually I'll learn this. He's a learner, yeah. Here's another bull loader. Best way to take down bull loaders is to shoot their right arm, their right shoulder, and blow it off. And then that forces them to drop their shield. They're kind of like, you know, bulldozing shield there. And use their eye laser attack. And then you shoot them in the eye, and then that's it. That's the best way to take down bulldozers, or bull loaders. And if you can't pull that off, hey, just use some corrosive weaponry. So this area is getting, see, now I'm doing it right now, you see? I'm pressing the right strafe button to back up. And now I'm thinking, okay, all the loaders are cleared out. While I'm waiting for the constructor to spawn, I'll just go back and shoot the Handsome Jack statue, finally, to trigger the next objective in this mission. Get Claptrap talking here.
You win this round, inanimate object! Minion, I need you to search the opportunity drop zone for a deactivated constructor. Then, you can use it to cut through the statues for you.
So there we go, we have the next objective. That activating that objective will clear all the markers on your map as to where all the Handsome Jack statues are. So you really want to avoid doing that until you've cleared out all the areas around the Handsome Jack statues to your satisfaction. And like I said, I'm not sure if clearing out the first 3 Handsome Jack statue locations really makes a difference. Post a comment if you've had a chance to test this out. So now I'm just waiting for the constructor to spawn. He spawns on that little helipad over there, and you can always tell when he's about to spawn. There's an earthquake there. So same deal. Out goes my decoy. Hit him with the rocket launcher. Aim right for the critical hit point, which is his eye, his laser eye, and that's it. Kaboom, down he goes. And usually a couple loaders spawn with him, so we'll clean up here. There's is that a power loader? Typically power loaders I like to take on, see there, I'm doing it right now. I'm pressing the right strafe button to back up. Somebody was commenting on my sniper rifle here, saying, wow, Slack, that's a really powerful sniper rifle. You can take down warloaders with one shot. You gotta realize that a lot of sniper bonuses are going in effect there, most specifically the slag bonus. Okay, here I made a mistake and I actually put out my decoy right in front of me, so it obscured my view, and I kind of screwed up here. But yeah, with those warloaders, slag them, then put out your decoy, which gives you a critical hit bonus on your first shot, and then use the sniper rifle to go for his critical hit point. And that's how I'm taking down those warloaders with one shot. It's not really the sniper rifle I'm using. It's not really that's a kick-ass sniper rifle. It's more like a series of procedures I'm doing, which are stacking up my sniping critical hit bonuses. That's why I'm taking them down with one shot.
Cool! You found a constructor. Just boot him back up and he ought to treat you as an ally. You'll be like his mommy. His gun-toting, profanity-spewing mommy.
So there we go. We've cleared out the area. So the constructor, or the overseer, which is that constructor right beside us there, has a clear path up to the first Handsome Jack statue. And just ammoing up here. And like I said, this is probably a time-sensitive situation, so don't spend too much time looting. But I do want to loot what the enemy constructor left. And this is just something I do by habit. Whenever I've cleared out an area, I blow up all the explosive barrels just so that, you know, they don't actually accidentally go off while I'm, you know, kind of putzing around. And now, what am I doing now? I'm just checking my ammo. Yeah, that's critical. So now I just want to go get that loot that the constructor dropped. And it always drops iridium. The last time it didn't drop iridium, but see, there you go. That's what it always does. 9 times out of 10, it'll drop at least 1 iridium. And there's also a weapon chest over here. Don't forget to loot that. And now I'm thinking, should I risk running back to the vending machine at the beginning? At the beginning of opportunity, and yes, I am going to do that. Everything's all set up. All the areas are cleared out to my satisfaction, and just gonna run back to the vending machine, top off all my ammo, and then it's gonna be game on. And that's coming up next video. And like I said, I managed to do a near perfect run. I kept this constructor, I would say, between 85 and 90% health. That's what I finished off the mission with. So I definitely got the bonus for what it's worth. Yeah, a near perfect run with this, which is pretty damn tough because I went through this mission about half a dozen times without clearing out all the areas beforehand. And I got clobbered. I got completely clobbered. And right now what I'm doing is I'm practicing taking the high ground area in the first area around the first Handsome Jack statue. There's the first Handsome Jack statue. So I'm practicing taking the high ground just to make sure I've got it absolutely down on how to take the high ground here. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this. Yeah, so like I was saying, first half dozen times I tried this mission. I didn't bother clearing out any of the areas, and I got clobbered. I think I only made it once, and I made it through by the skin of my teeth. The overseer only had like a smidgen of health left. It was way in the red, and I made it just by the skin of my teeth. And it was only after I started clearing out all the areas beforehand that I felt that I had a chance at getting the constructor through with over 50% health to get the bonus. And then when I started figuring out, you know, taking the high ground area and stuff like that, then I started like doing these near perfect runs through this mission. And that's the end of this video. Thank you all very much for watching. And if you thought it was remotely entertaining, hey, don't forget to give the old Slackster a thumbs up. Coming up next, the Statuesque mission.